when I get out of the house. But the minute I get to bed, I am physically tortured. I sometimes get burn marks, wake up as if I've had a hangover for days. Takes me at least 2 hours to recover in the morning. Some days I can't walk, some days I can't see. Nauseous, I get vertigo. Those are just a few of the symptoms. Loss of energy, just loss of thought, several symptoms. Heat, overheating, cold, extreme headaches. I am being abused every day and have been probably for the last 6 years now, every day. I do have physical stalkers still, and they've calmed down. I used to be stalked by several people a day, and I've been completely surrounded for about the last 6 years that I know of. I've been forced to move about 7 times, this being the 7th time that I have moved. They've surrounded me completely again, and definitely do try and get me to commit suicide and retaliate so that they could get the upper hand. I am affected at work. I do have people at work that are aggressive, always try and make me look like I've made huge mistakes. They gang up on me to make me look dumb. So it's a constant challenge trying to overcome these adverse situations and keep my job, because I have a group of people constantly around me trying to make it look like I've made mistake after mistake. So I am stalked at home, public, and at work. I've had several things vandalized. My car is vandalized on a regular basis. Things are stolen from my home. I have my clothing slashed and cut, so anything brand new that I buy is either stolen or cut. So I am constantly looking like I'm homeless or poor, because everything I own is either shredded or cut, because anything new I buy, they ruin it. I have things stolen. Again, I believe I've been poisoned on more than one occasion, but at this point, vertigo seems the way that they get me. If they want me to stop doing anything, they send me into some vertigo, and I immediately get sick. I've been sent to the hospital because of the torture that they've done to me, and anytime I try and get active, they increase the torture. I have reached out to several authorities to try and get them to stop this. I've reached out to Ted Kennedy, the Attorney General of Massachusetts, several newspapers. I mean, I write constantly to the media, newspapers, congressmen, representatives, senators, family, friends, everybody. As soon as somebody takes an interest in my story, they quickly become very afraid of me and cease contact with me. So it's very apparent that they're getting a hold of whoever I reach and get to help me. Then they soon are very afraid of me and want nothing to do with me. I do want my harassment to stop. I do believe that this is backed somehow by government contractors and the government. I do believe I am a human guinea pig, that they test different things on me on a nightly basis. I never authorized any experiments to be done on me. I don't now. I do not want them to commit any experiments on me. At this point, I do believe they will kill me if this is not stopped.
My name is Helen Anderson. I live in Alexandria, Virginia. I'm a victim of electronic harassment. I want to tell you how I was selected as a targeted individual. My uncle, Colonel Benjamin Leach, USAF, was stationed in San Antonio, Texas at the time the Nazi scientists were brought to the U.S. by President Harry F. Truman. My uncle objected to the Manhattan Project. Therefore, his family was selected for experimentation. I have been under surveillance most of my life, and I am now 69 years old. I am being tortured with electromagnetic weapons. I am being physically burned and shocked. I am tormented and abused every day. I am being physically tortured. They are trying to talk me into committing suicide. I suffer from defamation of character. They have driven me out of my place of employment. My children and grandchildren are abused by electronic surveillance and have been used for experimentation. I am agitpropped in public in an organized fashion. I have appealed to the authorities and no one will help me.
Hello, my name is John Mecca.
And I'm Deborah Lamb.
What you're about to hear is true. This is the most important information you will hear in your lifetime. It's about the most dangerous situation ever to occur in our nation and in fact the world. Please pay attention to this information. Your lives may depend upon your taking action. We are researchers investigating the U.S. government activities of covert, silent radio frequency electronic attacks being carried out in public against people in their homes across the USA.
For those of you who don't know about such things, we will attempt to bring you up to speed regarding this new atrocity.
7 years of research has uncovered scientific evidence that proves Americans are being experimented on today in what can be qualified as termination activities, as a worst-case definition, and at best as a life-threatening activity. It repeatedly shows electrical current in the citizens tested at just under levels that cause death from heart attack. The levels were compared to safety level tables appearing on websites of the Center for Disease Control, that's the CDC, and NIOSH, being OSHA's parent agency. Ladies and gentlemen, people are being murdered in their own homes, right under your very noses covertly.
What is at stake is the nation's future. If these activities of a government wilding on its people is not opposed, the very fabric of freedom of any sort is only a sham, and freedom is lost. These devices not only affect the health of an individual, but as you will learn also affects the mind. So then your love of country will be proven by taking action to stop these atrocities, of robbing people, not only of health and life itself, but now because of advanced technology, they can and they do rob a person of the essence of their being human, their mind, indeed, even their soul, as some would say.
Those agencies of the U.S. government carrying out torture murder of its citizens are well insulated by multi-tiered layers of government bureaucratic protections by secret laws and secret policies originating from such legislation as Title 50, War and National Defense, Subpart 1520A, where, for example, law enforcement can use any Defense Department technology on the public in their jurisdiction just by sending a note to Congress. This statute has been further reinforced by then President Clinton signing legislation that allows for the Department of Defense to share high-tech military technology with the Department of Justice.
I learned that he's probably like from a satanic, the Church of Satan or Nazi or, you know, that type of person. So, I don't know. I've just been kind of out of it, and they're always like playing with my perceptions and saying like really negative, mean, dirty, just abusive things, and it's been very, very hard for the last 3 years, but I learned that it was happening to me before then. Like, I read my diaries, and I learned that it was probably happening since my childhood, and that really scared me because it felt like they were just like messing up my body, and it just felt like I was getting physically tortured, and I couldn't stop them. And it got a little bit better just finding out that it was the government, and every time I learned more, they harassed me less.